From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Well, we got a lot to talk about here in our deeper dive forecast. So let's start off by kind of teasing you what we're going to be talking about in that deeper dive. The cooling trend, it starts today. Yesterday was the peak of the warming trend. We are looking at showers and maybe even some thunderstorms in the forecast, mainly tomorrow, but even Saturday we could see some leftover moisture. We'll get into that a little bit later. We also expect a warm start to your first day of fall, which is Monday. It's going to feel more like summer and flirting with 100 degrees, believe it or not, on the first day of fall. But after that, temperatures drop, and we're going to be talking about a potential for some more showers again by early next week, around Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, before we get into all of that, because we got a lot to talk about, let's start with your Krueger's Quickcast for those of you that are in a hurry and just want to know what to expect for today. So what you're going to notice this morning, increasing clouds. You're going to see clouds coming in from the south, working their way northward. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies today. Now, there may be a passing sprinkle, a light shower late this afternoon into this evening, but I think the main event for any rain or thunderstorms is going to hold off until tomorrow. Starting in the morning, by the way. So you can see all of that moisture down to the south. You see the rain over Southern California. All of that is heading northward into our region, but it's still going to take a little time to get here. Taking a look at Futurecast here for today, there you can see those clouds coming in from the south. So again, you can see Futurecast does want to paint in some light shower activity out there. I think that might be overdoing it. It's still very dry. We've got to saturate the atmosphere first. So a lot of this probably won't reach the ground. But by tonight, by tomorrow, I think we've got those better chances as we go, especially through the day tomorrow. All right, so let's take a look at our forecast for today. Increasing clouds. It's mainly dry today. Temperatures are starting to drop, but still pretty warm out there, especially in the valley and generally in the 80s and even some 90s for the higher elevation. So showers, possible thunderstorms tomorrow. There may be a chance even for the north end of the valley on Saturday, which again, we'll get into that a little bit later. And then look at that, first day of fall, which is Monday, a high of 99 for Redding, but then more showers by Tuesday and Wednesday across the board. And there you can see the showers and thunderstorms here for really all of Northern California has a chance at least to see some wet weather. I just think some will see a lot more than others. And I think we could also see another chance for thunderstorms as there will be some leftover moisture on Saturday that we could still squeeze out a few showers and thunderstorms, especially in the mountains. Dry for Sunday, Monday, and then more showers come Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's take a look now at the current conditions with the fires. All right, we're going to kind of go through this pretty quickly. The Root Fire hasn't changed much to over the last 24 hours, still over 90% containment. Dillon Fire, 11,929 acres, now 84% contained. This is as of yesterday morning, as a matter of fact. Now we're going to take you out to the Blue Fire. We have seen a few changes there, up to 32% containment, 3,600 acres at this point as of yesterday afternoon. All right, we take a look now at the Log Fire, and you can see now it's at 71% containment as of yesterday morning at 1,170 acres. By the way, I wanted to show you this because I thought this was kind of interesting, and I actually posted this on social media yesterday. If you look up at the northwestern portions of California, you can see that little blip that we did see of orange. We did see a spike in activity here in the Blue Fire yesterday afternoon, and that produced some smoke and, of course, obviously some activity there. You'll also notice a little blip of orange in northeastern California. That was actually a prescribed burn, so nothing to be terribly concerned about there. So again, I found that kind of interesting when we were looking at the fires. All right, let's go and take a look now at the winds, okay? Because the winds is something we got to watch here when we are talking about fire weather risk. Now, they are going to be a little gusty at times, I think, for some of us this afternoon in the valley here later on today, but we are talking about, upwards of 15 to even over 20 miles per hour. Otherwise, you're looking at some fairly calm winds across the board. Now, as we go into Friday, you can see as we go through the afternoon, the wind's really not picking up a whole lot. That's good. But the other thing is not terribly concerned about the fire weather risk on Friday or even Saturday, because I'm talking about all this tropical moisture working northward. Our humidity levels are going to increase but not until tomorrow. We still have that moderate to even high fire weather risk for today. A little breezy out there today, still very dry and hot. But by tomorrow, look at the humidity. 34. It's going to feel muggy out there, folks, especially as we do go late today and tomorrow, because again, we're going to have that tropical moisture in place. Not a ton of it, but enough, right? There it is. That's the remnants from Tropical Storm Mario. As all of this works northward, we're seeing the clouds move in first, and then eventually seeing some of those showers moving in. Look at that big swath of moisture. Now, it's going to lose some of its strength, and we're not going to see all of it work its way up here. But when we start seeing the greens and yellows here, when we start getting into this category right here, that is enough moisture for us to see rain, for us to see showers and thunderstorms, if we can get that lifting mechanism, and there certainly will be. Then we go into Saturday. I think we'll have some leftover moisture, and then we're watching another plume of moisture come in. You see an area of low pressure right here. That'll tap into all of this moisture next week, work its way northward, and give us a chance for some showers and maybe even some more thunderstorms come Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So we've got these plumes of moisture coming in from the south that's going to impact us and give us some rain. So looking at the long-range forecast model to start things off, because I just want to show you the progression of this over the next several days. Area of low pressure, there's all that moisture. It's working its way northward. Now, you can see here, as we go into Friday, we see that swath of moisture move into Nevada, and that's something I've been kind of pointing out here over the last several days. But some of that's going to be working its way even into Northern California, and that's why I expect to see showers and thunderstorms on Friday. And then Saturday, some of that leftover moisture could bring more showers, possible thunderstorms on Saturday. And then by Sunday, Monday, we dry things out. And then there's that area of low pressure tapping into all that moisture. You see that? It's all just going to be working its way in come Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So yeah, just kind of up and down with the temperatures, up and down with chances for rain as well. Now looking at the severe weather outlook for tomorrow, we're looking at tomorrow. Most of California, Northern California, is looking at that potential for thunderstorms, including the valley. And I think even the coast may even quite possibly hear a few rumbles of thunder as well. So let's take a look at our short-range futurecast. This is just going to take you through Saturday. There you can see this morning where most of the rain is, but the clouds are moving on up. Now, the reason I have all of these lines on here is I want to show you that we are looking at an area of low pressure that's really going to help to squeeze out this moisture. So as we go into this afternoon, most of that moisture is over the Sierra. Right, but we're not seeing much for us here late this afternoon. Now, the models do want to point in maybe a chance for a sprinkle or a light shower this afternoon, and that certainly is not out of the question, but we've got to saturate that atmosphere first, and we're going to be doing that here throughout the day today. Meanwhile, you can see that now is moving up northward. So as we go into tomorrow morning, Friday morning, here's the area of low pressure right here. So we're seeing the moisture wrap around that area of low pressure. It looks like Friday morning, most of it could possibly be in the valley, eastward, with a heavier activity here in the higher elevations. Then as we progress through the day on Friday, that low pressure system works its way northward. The valley could see some activity, and now we're seeing, here's the center of the low right here. So we're seeing the moisture wrapping around that area of low pressure, working its way into the northern mountains, even for parts of the coast. This is tomorrow afternoon. Then we go into Friday night. Around midnight, we're still seeing some of that wrapping around the area of low pressure. We've kind of got an elongated area of low pressure right here. It starts to weaken a little bit here as we go into Saturday. Saturday morning, some leftover showers in the morning, and then by the afternoon, I think we could see enough afternoon convection and instability and enough moisture that I think the mountains in general will see a chance for thunderstorms. We could also be looking at some of those trying to roll into the north end of the valley, say places like Redding, maybe Red Bluff, but to the farther south you go, I think those chances will be slimmer in the valley, at least for Saturday. All right, now let's talk about the temperatures, because this is another big story. Big drop by tomorrow. Temperatures increase. First day of fall is Monday, and it's going to feel a lot like summer. We could be flirting with 100 degrees on Monday, the first day of fall, but after that, it's going to feel more like fall with temperatures back in the 80s, even around 90 degrees here through a good portion of next week. But this is also when we can see that potential, Tuesday, Wednesday, for some more showers. All right, we take a look at those lake levels, and they are still, of course, slowly dropping, but we're still over 100% for that historical average. Now, take a look at this. The wave heights are fairly high. There actually is a hazardous seas warning for today If you have to be on a small boat, please take warning of that. There you can see as we go into Friday, though, conditions are improving. So the marine forecast is calling for those winds from the north, that is, at 15 to 20 knots, waves from the northwest at 10 feet at 11 seconds. All right, let's take a look at your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. We're starting off with Trinity County. It's still warm, folks. Even though we're in the middle of a cooling trend, we're starting the cooling trend today, it's still warm. Mostly cloudy, showers, thunderstorms Friday, possibly on Saturday as well. And then on Sunday, Monday, we're dry, more showers possibly by Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, for the North Coast, you're looking at mainly dry conditions today, but there's the showers on Friday. I think you'll be dry on Saturday and Sunday, even Monday, with a chance for showers come Tuesday, Wednesday. Inland, I think same story. I think showers and thunderstorms possibly on Friday, most likely dry on Saturday, and then we see another chance for showers come Tuesday and Wednesday. And for Siskiyou County, we're looking at increasing clouds, showers, thunderstorms for tomorrow, possibly Saturday, and then drying out for Sunday, Monday with more wet weather. You get the idea. I think everyone's looking at that, including Alturas and Modoc County in general. Temperatures going up and down over the next 7 days as well. Eastern Mountains, you've got the showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow and possibly even Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, dry conditions with another chance for showers Tuesday and Wednesday. How about your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast to the south? Yeah, temperatures are not going to be quite as warm, but still in the low 90s. Dry with mostly cloudy skies today. Could see a shower or thunderstorm on Friday. And any chances on Saturday, I think, will be mainly to the north end of the valley. Looking at Chico, look at that first day of fall, a high of 96, but then cooler and more showers come Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, we take you up to the north. 95 for Redding, 95 for Palo Cedro, 92 out in Lakehead, and 93 degrees for Red Bluff. And looking at that 7-day forecast for Redding, there's that continued chance possibly on Saturday. But again, I think the main event for everyone is going to be on Friday. And then that slight chance, some of those mountain thunderstorms could roll into the north end of the valley in particular. By Sunday, we're dry, warming up. Almost 100 on the first day of fall? Are you kidding me? But then it's back down into the 80s and 90s next Tuesday, Wednesday, with a chance for showers. All right, that's your morning update. I'll be back again at noon with the latest look at your forecast. Until then, have a great morning.
Barr & Mudford is a top established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.